Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we're going to make a second video with a whole bunch of Batman costume. But this time I will go with something a little different. I'm not going to try to reproduce Batman from Elseworlds, although there might be a few that actually will be just that. But basically I'm just going to try to show all the Batman related type of gear that we can get. Hopefully I won't forget anything important. So, and also some of you guys have been requesting that I do a Superman video like that I do a Flash video like that. I will do that as soon as I get the chance. And also someone requested to see someone was wondering why I didn't include in my previous video my Batman Yellow Lantern character. I was thinking of including it in this video, but then it occurred to me that I could make a video very easily with all the Lantern Batman. Basically the Black Lantern Batman, the Yellow Lantern Batman, and the Green Lantern Batman. That could be a video all of its own. So that's what I will do. Maybe not next time, but soon. So let's get started with what I would call my enigmatic Batman. So basically I'm using the Blood Bat wings to create some sort of vampire type looking Batman, which I thought looked really nice with this look. And for the gloves, it's the Bat Gauntlet. The belt, I just used, I forget what belt, the Gorgon belt. Obviously, I'm using the Batman Beyond headpiece, the Stalwart Defender chest. The Stalwart Defender chest is a chest piece that I love to use, mainly because that's the biggest emblem we can get. And lately, I fell in love with the Spindrift shoulders, which is what you're seeing right now, which allows us to be able to have a nice, some nice Batman emblems on the shoulders. For the pants here, I went with the Captain Cold pants, and the boots. These are the Hush boots, if I recall correctly. And the aura, that's the enigmatic aura. So I would label this my enigmatic Batman. But we're going to take a look at a whole bunch of Batman-related gear in this video. So let's continue. Here I made what I would label my Brainiac Batman. Basically, there's this robot head that you can get in this universe online. If you guys want to know how to get it, the simplest way is just buy it from the broker. I forget in which mission it drops, so just buy it from the broker. It's usually not that expensive. And ironically enough, the emblem I'm using is the Shade, the Changing Man emblem. Oh, our friend Crypto is going to sneeze. Oh, no, he's going to bark. So this is the Shade, the Changing Man emblem, which ironically enough works pretty darn good as a Brainiac emblem. So I thought I would use it in this case. Now obviously I'm using the Brainiac handpiece, the Brainiac boots, to go with the style. And in this case I thought the Dark Specter back piece worked well enough with that look. Obviously I'm using the Batman Beyond belt. Here, I thought the Watchful Aura worked well enough. I thought it worked really well for a Brainiac type character, although I used it for a few, I guess, what I would call techno-armored Batman. So let's take a look at the next one. Here I'm using the GCPD headpiece. I made a video in the past about a whole bunch of Batman headpieces that you could have in the game. So if you want to look at that, if you want to see all the headpieces, you could look at that video, but we're probably going to cover all those headpieces in this video. So here we have the GCPD helmet. For the aura, I went with the mechanized aura. I thought it worked well enough with some kind of techno-oriented Batman. For the chest piece, I went with the Gotham Outlaw chest piece. For the belt, the Harley Quinn belt worked well enough. The boots, any boots would work well enough. The pants are the cargo pants. And of course, for the back piece, I decided why not use the Speed Demon back piece, which give us the closest thing we have right now to a Bat aura. Here, this is quite simply the future Batman or the future Crusader style. You can get that from the original time capsules, but the best option is to get it from the broker. Last I checked, it wasn't that expensive, so you should be able to purchase it without too much trouble. Again, I went with the mechanized aura. Again, I thought for a technological Batman type character, I thought the aura worked well enough. I made a video about this style in the past, but I thought we could revisit the style in this video, seeing how we're going to try to look pretty much at all the Batman related gear in the game. I will try to use part of that style for another style in a bit. You will see. Here we have the Daring Vigilante style. Uh, Again, I made a video about it in the past, but people often ask about it, so I thought, well, why not include it? And again, I'm trying to showcase pretty much as much of the Batman gear as I can in this video, so that you can see pretty much all the options, or at least most of the options that you have if you want to recreate a Batman-inspired type character. Obviously, I'm using the BVS emblem, which sadly is no longer available, so if you don't have the BVS emblem already, there's no way for you to actually get it. But I thought I should include it at least with one style or two. So pretty much the whole style is the Daring Vigilante. The exception to that is the shoulders. There's no shoulders with the Daring Vigilante style, so I thought why not include the awesome Spindrift shoulders that we just got added to the game. And I went with the Riddler aura just for the fun of it. I wanted to have at least one armory that will use the evil Riddler aura. Here we have more or less the Dark Specter batsuit. I made a few tweaks here and there. I used the Spindrift shoulder instead. And for the boots, I went with the Gotham Outlaw boots. I thought it worked a bit better than the big, huge, clunky boots that the style has by default. If you want to see the actual style, you can easily go to the Watchtower and look at the style that Batgirl is selling. Or I made a video about I made at least one, if not a couple of videos about the Dark Specter batsuit in the past. So if you look through my videos, you should be able to see a video where I show the actual style, as opposed to this tweaked version that I made up. I like this version a bit better than the original version. And I added the Kryptonite aura. It made some sort of sense that you're going to see again in just a second. I've used it also with another style. Batman using an armor isn't quite enough to be able to make him a match for Superman. So some Kryptonite is much needed for him. And the Kryptonite aura is there just for that. The Batmobile is going crazy behind me. Here I made a mismatch of the future Batman and a few other styles in order to create a somewhat looking BVS Batman armor. So I mixed up the some future Batman tech, some future Batman style with the dark side shoulders. For the chest piece, there's quite a few chest pieces that could work to recreate that look. And the same with the pants. Again, and the same with the boots actually. The boots, there's quite a few. I went through a whole bunch of boots before I settled on those. But pretty much any sort of big combat boots, somewhat armored boots could kind of work. And the same with the pants and the chest piece. Anything that's sort of like some armored looking, armor plated looking kind of stuff, well, would kind of work for that style. And again, of course, Batman in the movie had to use Kryptonite to even the odds, and that's what he did right now with the Kryptonite aura. Here I just made the style to be able to include the Bat hoodie and the Bat gauntlets. These are two items that you can get from the vault if you are lucky. The Bat gauntlets are pretty rare, and the Batman hoodie is pretty rare as well. It took me I have a Batman character that has that hoodie now. It took me about 2 years to be able to get that hoodie on my Batman character. So you have to be pretty lucky to get the Batman hoodie, and even more lucky to get the Batman gauntlets. Or the Bat gauntlets, I should say. And since I'm looking at the Batman-related items that you can get from the vault, I should probably mention the Batman boxers. They're somewhat rare. I have quite a few characters that have those boxers, so they're not that rare. Or maybe I just got lucky with a whole bunch of characters. You decide. Another Batman-related item that you can get in the vault is the Batwoman t-shirt. And the Batwoman t-shirt, as you can see, is perfect to recreate our friend Batman Beyond. Although nowadays we do have an actual Batman Beyond style that we will take a look at. But here you can see the Batwoman t-shirt works well enough, although there is a bit of clipping around the neck. If you don't mind the clipping too much, you can recreate a pretty darn good Batman Beyond using the Batwoman chest piece. And of course, using a few Batman Beyond items like the back piece, the gloves, and the headpiece helps kind of sell the look. For the pants, any slimline pants would work well enough. And for the aura, I thought for a future Batman, the watchful aura made some sort of sense, like some sort of force field around the future Batman armor. For the skin, if you're wondering how you don't see the skin for the arms, quite simply, I just went with the glowing skin. You put it black, and it usually matches with most black styles in the game. Of course, we do have the official Batman Beyond style. There's a completely style for the Batman Beyond character. I'm still using the Watchful Aura because why not? But as you can see, there's a whole bunch of red lines added to the style that sadly you have to include with the style, because if you put the emblem red, you do have some red lines on the chest piece. So to get the whole style to match, I thought it would be a good idea to have a bit of red on each pieces of gear. If you want to have a more appropriate Batman Beyond looking character, you pretty much have to use the look that I showed just before with the Batwoman t-shirt. With the Batwoman t-shirt, you can have a much more accurate Batman Beyond character, but you do have a bit of clipping. So if the clipping annoys you, then you could go straight for the official Batman Beyond. And as you can see, the emblem is pretty much the same emblem. I believe the Batwoman was designed by Alex Ross, and I guess he just lifted the Batman Beyond emblem for the Batwoman character. A style that's often requested is the Batman Arkham Knight character. It's not exactly the Arkham Knight, but it's as close as I was able to get within the limitations of DC Universe Online. If you were to recreate, let's say, this character and call it the Arkham Knight or Arkham Knight something, people would understand which version of the character this is supposed to be. Obviously, I'm using mostly Batman Beyond gear. I'm using the combat boots, I'm using the DC Bombshell Harley Quinn belt, and I'm using the awesome Spindrift shoulders. I'm probably overdoing it with the Spindrift shoulders, but what can I say? I pretty much fell in love with those shoulders. So I keep on finding new ways and new reasons to use it with more and more characters. And here's my composite Batman Superman character. Obviously, the composite Batman Superman, or just the composite Superman, should be only like one half Batman, one half Superman. Obviously, that cannot be recreated in DC Universe Online. So the closest alternative I came up with was to just do a mishmash of Batman styles with Superman styles, and with the name, people should understand that this is the composite Batman Superman. So obviously for the emblem, if you don't have the BVS Superman emblem, obviously you're not going to be able to use that emblem. The belt is the DC Bombshell Harley Quinn belt. And again, the Spindrift shoulders. One more way to be able to get the Superman emblem on our character if we want to. And of course, making a Batman Superman character, I had to find a way to be able to use the BVS t-shirt that has the Batman Superman emblem mushed together. So again, it's mostly a mishmash of Batman styles with some Superman styles. If you're wondering how I was able to get the Superman cape for my evil composite Batman character, I just was lucky enough to get it in a Prometheum logbox, so I was able to give the cape to my character. And of course, the Spindrift shoulders allows us to have even more Superman emblem on our little composite Batman Superman character. For the belt, it's one of the Kryptonian belt, I forget which one. Again, I think I got that belt from a Prometheum logbox. It's been a while, so I could be mistaken. Here you have what I would call my classic Batman from the 70s. Ideally, I would need the area around the mouth to be skin color, but this is the best headpiece in order to be able to reproduce that look, thanks to the mega huge long bat ears that the Batman Beyond Call has. Not sure why they didn't make it so that we could put the area around the mouth skin color. There has to be a reason behind that. I'm just not sure what it is. For the emblem, the closest I could use to be able to reproduce the yellow oval bat emblem was the Batman Aquaman emblem that we got not that long ago. For the gloves, the thin slimline gloves works well enough. Or is it just the thin gloves? One or the other. The Batman Beyond belt works really well for that. Obviously, the new Genesis pants. And recently, we got the all boots. Like usually, I would use the tall classic boots for this character, for this look. But the all boots, the all-man boots, are actually one step closer to the boots that our friend Batman was using for quite a while in the comics. Obviously, for the chest piece, if I could have a slimline chest piece that doesn't have the lines that the Stalwart Defender chest has, that's what I would be. And if I could have a slimline chest piece with an emblem this big and without the line, that's what I would be using. Sadly, sometimes you have to make compromises when you try to recreate your favorite character in DC Universe Online. There is Batman of the Justice Lord, which is simple enough to reproduce if you're lucky enough to have the BVS Batman emblem. And obviously you need a Batman call and the Batwoman cape. But as you can see, you can make a pretty darn good version of the character. For the chest piece, if you don't have the Stalwart Defender chest, you can use the chevron chest piece. The emblem won't be quite as big, but the chevron chest piece works well enough. And for the belt, the Bane belt, ironically enough, is a good option for that. And for the gloves and the boots, the banded gloves and boots are what you can use. And there is what I would call the Batman from the late 90s, early 2000s. Basically, as years went by, this is pretty much a classic Batman suit, but everything that used to be blue on the costume is black. It's pretty much that simple. Eons ago, like you can see in the back, the pretty much the classic Batman look we had for quite a long time, where the Batman was like blue and gray. But as years went by, they kept on making the blue darker and darker and darker, and so at some point they did not even bother with dark blue anymore. They would put the what used to be blue straight black, and it works well enough. If you've been watching my video for a while, you saw that I've used this look quite a bit. I'm using it mainly with my Batman character. And pretty much everything you see here is simple enough to get by. The exception to that would be the emblem, the Stalwart Defender chest, and the headpiece. Again, if you don't want to purchase the headpiece on the marketplace, there's quite a few Batman headpieces that you can use instead. It's not quite the same, but again, either you spend the $20 for the call, or you use one of the other option that will not cost you anything. The same with the emblem. If you cannot get this emblem, there's a few alternatives that you can get from the broker if you were not lucky enough to get the BVS emblem. So that's pretty much it for our Batman video for now. So as you saw, we went through quite a look. There's quite a few variations we can do in terms of recreating a Batman-inspired character. We're starting after 6.5 years. We're starting to have quite a few Batman-inspired pieces of gear to be able to recreate a whole bunch of Batman characters. And also, as I mentioned, I didn't do any of the Lantern versions. I will do that in a separate video. And there's probably also a few other looks that I failed to come up with. I trust you guys to be able to come up with some nice looks, and let me know what you think. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.